Well, obviously that was disappointing for everybody from the beach side. I apologize. We're a fragile team right now, and we broke for the first time in the league. That's happened to us. A young team. It's understandable in the preseason, some of the teams we played, but for us to break in that second half like that, I just I've got to, as a coach, take responsibility for that, and we've got to get ourselves back, as I say, chained up and back together, because the first half wasn't perfect. I really felt like, though, we should have been ahead. We did a lot of good things, and we're, defensively we held them to 32 points, and our goal is to hold them to 30 or under at half, and we're right where we want to be. And we're having a hard time this week. We had a bad week, I guess, of really believing that we can win with our defense. And the second half of both games, defensively we really broke, and it's hard. I know human nature is, as a basketball player, that you get more out of the offensive end, and you get more energy when you're scoring. But for us to win games right now, we're not at that place offensively to go outscore a team like them with those veterans and a lot of seniors and everything. We have to win it at the defensive end like we did at Santa Barbara when we beat them 55-52. And we scored 7 more points tonight than we did down there. But the problem is we gave up more points in the second half today than we gave up the whole game down at Santa Barbara. And we've just got to get ourselves to be comfortable winning games uncomfortable. And today we weren't. On a positive note, I thought Jordan Roberts was really aggressive today, and it was really good to see the J-Rob back that we all have seen in prior games in his career. And I thought Trevor Irish is getting more and more comfortable. The game's slowing down for him, and the kid that we thought he would be this year is healthy and starting to give us good minutes. We need everybody. We need everybody, playing well, and we're margin for error small, but we're better than that, and that is disappointing to me.
All right, at this time we'll open up for questions for Coach Munson and Jordan Roberts. Robert.
Coach, when you see that they had 22 assists and you guys had 9, and I know that's been an issue this year, what does that tell you about the team?
Well, it tells me that their offense is more in sync than ours. They're in more rhythm. They trust each other more. But that doesn't mean they're a better team. I mean, there's a lot of ways to win basketball games, and we're not. This team has struggled with that all year. But our turnovers were way better this week. Now we got to get the ball move. We're more sure with it this week. Now we got to get it moving more, and that's a work in progress. I mean. The assists to turnovers didn't make any sense down at their game too, but down at their place, but we won. The assists to turnovers didn't make any sense in the Irvine game, but we won. We can still win games as our offense get in sync and these guys, start, trusting each other. And with 2 freshmen inside, and it's not an excuse because they're good players, but. We're our inside game right now. Today we weren't able to establish it good enough, and everything got locked down on the perimeter a little bit, and that's why J-Rob was able to come in and give us an inside presence a little bit and rip and get to the basket, and that was huge in the first half for us. And but the second half, we did a poor job of the scout and understanding what we were doing on ball screens with Freeman, and we left him open. And he's a kid that's a rhythm shooter, and he hasn't. He's really been struggling from 3. I know people don't believe you when you watch him today, but he's been struggling. But as soon as we made that mistake on the first one, and he's wide open, got a rhythm 3, now it's a whole different player out there, and I thought he was the difference of breaking that thing open. He stretches out so much after he got his rhythm.
Other than Freeman, compared to the game that you guys played against them up there, were they doing a lot of different stuff offensively? Did you see them make big adjustments from the first game to the second game?
No. No, I mean, maybe they were more inside. Maybe more of an inside emphasis. I mean, obviously because they're 2 bigs, Freeman and So had 22 of their 32 at half. But I thought our guards did a great job on Heidegger, Ramsey, and McLaughlin. I mean, defensively, I thought on the perimeter we were pretty solid all game. But They got some at the end, but and that's so disappointing that we caved in at the end, and that was not a 25-point game, and yet, you know, we're a team right now that's reeling a little bit, and it showed when we lost a lot of confidence when we got down. And I mean, with 8-10 minutes to go, all we need is 3 stops and get a couple buckets, and it's a different game. And instead, we went down like we did on Thursday and let them score 5 out of 6 times. And you know, and that's how they opened the half, was 5 buckets. And I know we're putting a lot of pressure on our defense, but that's what we need to do right now until this team gets more of an offensive presence and an offensive rhythm.
Jordan, despite the loss, you had your best game of the season, not only scoring, but with some of the passes you were making out there. Did you come to this game with like a different mentality or mindset? What was the difference?
Yeah, I definitely came with a different mentality because I know my coaches and my teammates, they trusted me as a 3-year player now. So I feel like I had to give more in order for us to succeed. So I just want everybody to get involved so then we all follow in a flow like that.
Coach, Colin Slater and Michael Carter didn't have, their normal points. How much does it hurt, when you're trying to get things together and you're trying to be that good offensive team, when 2 of your top 3 leading scorers are just not having a good game? How much more difficult does that make it for you?
Well, it's again, we're not an offensive juggernaut by any means, but we're averaging, I think, 66, 60. I really think we were on pace to do that until we panicked and quit defending. And it's really hard to score when you're taking the ball out of the net the whole second half. You don't have any transition points, and you don't have, and your point guards aren't getting in the open floor where those two are very good. You've got to be able to win games when your best players don't score, and we're not at the, our margin for error is not, we're not there yet. But those two, I mean, they've had some really good games for us, and when they both struggled in the same game, obviously, it's going to be difficult, but it's not an excuse. This team has got enough pieces that we should be able to play better, and win games like this. You're at home and have, good support, and I apologize. I can't explain how that gets away like that.